In the today's class, we can discuss about the disobedience movement, means the civil disobedience movement, and the Cripps law. So the Cripps Commission and the Quit India movement, and how we got the freedom. So that all we can discuss in our today's class. So in that, the first one, it is the civil disobedience movement. Civil disobedience movement. So according to this civil disobedience movement, the British government, so it has provided or it has granted some of the facilities to the Indians according to the Act of Reforms 1990. So this is the Act of Reform 1990. So that is also called, we can say, the Act of Reforms 1990. The Act of Reforms 1990. It is also called as the Montego Chelmsford Act. The Montego Chelmsford Act. So that act only we can also call as the Act of Reforms 1990. So according to this act, the British government has granted some, means to rule themselves. So it granted some facilities. So to review this act, to review means to modify some of the facilities in this act. In the year of 1929, England sent a commission. In the year of 1929, the England sent a commission under John Simon, under Sir John Simon, to British this act. So England sent a commission under Sir John Simon. Under Sir John Simon, the England sent a commission to review this act, which is provided by the British government. So according to this, the Indians, they are granted with some facilities to rule themselves. So to review, to modify that, the England again they sent a commission in the year of 1929 under Sir John Simon. So according to this, what happened? The Indians were not a part of this commission. So they can rule themselves, but they are not a part of this commission. They, of course, the Indians were provided or granted some rules to rule themselves, but the Indians were not the part of this commission. So that all the Indian leaders, they rejected that and they boycotted this act, which was come with Sir John Simon. So they boycotted that and they completely rejected that, and in the Indians, this act was welcomed with the black flags. It was welcomed with black flags and with the slogan, "Go back Simon." With the slogan, that is, "Go back Simon," because nobody were like that. So according to this, whatever in the Lahore, the Lala Lajpat Rai, he conducted the similar demonstration to against this act, and in that, during the police lathi charge, he was badly hurted and he was succumbed to his injuries. Means he was died for that injuries. And in that time, the Purna Swaraj, India has declared the Purna Swaraj, and it was the first ever declaration of independence. So in that time, when this all the act was took place and the leaders were boycotted that and they were rejected with the black flags, the act was welcomed in the India with the black flags, and also they boycotted with the slogan "Go back, Simon." And the similar demonstration was conducted by Lala Lajpat Rai at the Lahore, and in that he was badly hurted in the police lathi charge and he was succumbed. He was died to his injuries, and at the last of this act, the Indians they declared the Purna Swaraj, and this is the first ever. It was the first ever declaration. It was the first ever declaration of independence. Means it was the first ever declaration of independence of the India. Independence. Yes. So this act was completed with this. So the Indians were declared the Purna Swaraj. So it was the first ever declaration of the independence. Okay. So next of this, the British enacted the salt law. Means they prohibited the Indians from making the salt. But when they prohibited, means when they rejected the Indians to make the salt, when they said the Indians that not to make the salt, so that time Mahatma Gandhi he inaugurated, and some of his followers of Mahatma Gandhi they were inaugurated the civil disobedience movement. Okay, when the British they prohibited the Indians from making salt on 12th March 1930, Mahatma Gandhi so he inaugurated the civil disobedience movement. Mahatma Gandhi inaugurated civil disobedience movement. Civil disobedience movement. So Mahatma Gandhi he was inaugurated the civil disobedience movement on 12th March 1930. This is because the British they were prohibited the Indians from making the salt. So that he inaugurated this movement at the and they started the march in this civil disobedience movement. So they started the march from the Sabarmati Ashram. They started the march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, and they were marched nearly about 385 kilometers along the coast. So along the coast they were walked 385 kilometers from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. So that in Dandi, so they made the law and thus they broke the salt law, okay, which was by the British government. So there they marched from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. So they walked along the coast around 385 kilometers, and at last they broke the salt law by making the salt in Dandi. And the similar act, the similar moment was also took place by C. Rajgopalachari. C. Rajgopalachari. The similar moment, it was took place by C. Rajgopalachari in Tamil Nadu. So he was conducted in Tamil Nadu, and he called it as Salt Satyagraha. Salt Satyagraha. Okay. So it was called as Salt Satyagraha, and the Satyagraha means the forces born to truth and love. Satyagraha means forces, the Satyagraha. Satyagraha, which means the forces born to truth and love. Okay, this is what the Salt Satyagraha, which was conducted by C. Rajgopalachari in Tamil Nadu. And in this, many were took part, and they are included the women, peasants. Peasants means the farmers. Okay. Women, peasants, and also the Adivasis are also there with this. Adivasis and also the Dalits. Yes, Adivasis, Dalits, women and the peasants, they all were took part in this Salt Satyagraha. Okay, the similar act which was conducted by C. Rajgopalachari in Tamil Nadu. And this all what about the civil disobedience movement. So here they broke the salt law of the British. Right? And the next one is the Cripps Commission and the Quit India movement. The Cripps Commission and the Quit India movement. The Cripps Commission and Quit India movement. So in this Cripps Commission, what happened? The British, it was declared that the Second World War. So in that, the British, what they told to Indians that India would take part in the Second World War as a part of British soldiers. So towards the British side, the Indians should fight in the Second World War. So already the Indians were very angry. So when they declared that India would participate at the side of British in the Second World War, so it was infuriated the Indians. The Indians will get angry and they rejected this, and they were not took part of this. And as they negotiated, means for the discussion, again for further negotiate, the mission led by Sir Stamford Cripps was sent to India for the further discussions. that time. So finally, when it all took place, so in the year of 1942, on August 8, 1942, the India passed the Quit India resolution on August 8, 1942. The Congress resolution, the Quit India movement, Quit India Act or the Quit India resolution under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. So they declare this under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. And it was the beginning for the last fight for the independence of India. The Quit India, it is considered as it was the beginning for the last or the final fight for the independence of India. So according to this Quit India movement, so the country has took part in this, and in this the Indians they completely boycotted everything, and the only thing is they decided to become free from all the rules of the British. So they were prepared everything, and even the British government declared to crush the movement by arresting all the prominent leaders by the morning of 9th August 1942. So the British government, when the resolution of Quit India, it was declared by the Congress under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, the British government, they also thought that, so by the morning of 9th August 1942, they decided to arrest all the prominent leaders, who are the important leaders will be there in all the parts of the country. So they decided to arrest all the prominent leaders. So if they arrest the prominent leaders, they thought that the Quit India movement, so that will be stopped there, so that they can rule the Indians again. But it was not happened like that. So lastly, what happened? The Indians, they were very strongly decided to get the freedom, and they were ready with the slogans "Chale Jao" or "Quit India." So they declared So when they decided to arrest all the prominent leaders, again already the Indians were in anger. So they infuriated more, and they rose and declared the Quit India or Chale Jao slogans. Chale Jao slogans. So with this, all the Indians, they were very infuriated, with very strong decisions. Everybody rised, and finally they stood up for the independence of India. So at last, India got the freedom. Yes. So now the freedom at last. And when the people, they were raised with these slogans, it was not to ignore by the Britishers, because the Indians were become very strong and united now, so that nothing was ignored by the Britishers now. So at last the freedom. Freedom at last. Freedom at last. So even though the British, they won the Second World War, but with they incurred the great losses. So many losses. They lost the many soldiers, and also they lost huge properties and all. And even though of course they won the war, the Second World War, but they have secured with very great So he was also attacked. So all these already, even though when they win the Second World War, so they endured with heavy loss, and at the same time the Indian education on the soil as well as the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he formed the Indian National Army INA with 40,000 Indian leaders. So Indian soldiers, so that also attacked at the same time, and these all were made the Britishers, they weakened the foundation of the British rule in India. So that finally they thought to give the freedom of India, and they were thought that that was the only way they are having now. So no other way other than giving freedom to the India. So finally they have declared the complete independence of India. So on 18 July 1947, the British Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act. On 18th July 1947, on 18th July 1947, the British Parliament passed Indian Independence Act. Indian Independence Act, and which partitioned the India into two independent nations, namely India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan. So like how we got the freedom. Yes. So on 18th July 1947, so all the attacks by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and agitation on the Indian soil, so this all were made the foundation of the British weakened, and finally they decided and they thought to giving the complete freedom is the only way which is left to them. So that the British Parliament, it has passed the Indian Independence Act on 18th July 1947. According to this, the India got the complete freedom, and which partitioned the country into two independent nations, namely India and Pakistan. So on 15th August, on 15th August 1947, so they lowered the Union Jack. At the midnight, they lowered the Union Jack, and our tricolor was unfurled on the same day. So on the 15th August 1947 midnight, the Union Jack was lowered, and our Indian tricolor, it was unfurled. Yes. On the 15th August midnight 1947. And Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of the Independence India, and what we can say, the Lord Mountbatten, he was the last viceroy of the British India. Lord Mountbatten was the last viceroy of British India, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of independent India, and Jawaharlal Nehru Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister. First Prime Minister of independent India. First Prime Minister of independent India. Okay. So this is how we got the freedom. So Lord Mountbatten, he was the last viceroy of British India, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad, we can also call him as Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad, he became the first president of independent India with Jawaharlal Nehru as its first prime minister. Yes. So this is all about the path towards the independent India. So this is how by all these reformers, the great leaders and their act. So by all these and also by the sacrifice of many life of the great leaders, the great heroes of our country. So finally we got our freedom on 15th August 1947. So this is how we got the freedom and every year on 15th August we are celebrating the independence of India. So Independence Day, every day on August 15th we celebrate the Independence Day. That is on behalf of this. So this is about the path towards independent India. So I conclude my today's class with this. I hope you have understood about this, and it is very interesting because when we love our nation, so we want to know all these things. So that get that interest and read the lesson and watch the virtual classes every day regularly. So if you have any doubts in this, you can contact me and clarify your doubts. Thank you.